Today we're here with Steve Palmer, CEO and Chief Investment Officer with AlphaNorth. Welcome, Steve.
Hi, Mark.
So congratulations, AlphaNorth had the top performing resource fund in 2016. What factors do you think led to this success?
Well, we were fortunate enough to have some really good stock picks this year, so that contributed a lot to performance. It's also a small fund, so we can be quite nimble and can get in and out of positions quite efficiently.
So what factors do you look for before investing in a resource play?
Well, we look at the macro factors, the supply-demand fundamentals. We also obviously look at management, interview management. We look for well-capitalized companies, and we also do a lot of technical analysis work to see if it's an opportune time to be investing in the stock.
So what's your short-term outlook for investors in the junior space?
Well, we're quite bullish. The recent pullback in the junior stocks provides a great buying opportunity. We've tracked the monthly returns of the venture market since 1980, and the best months of the year are December, January, and February by far, so we're very optimistic short-term for the venture.
So do you think that Cobalt will have the same type of interest that lithium previously had with investors? Are there any investing opportunities with Cobalt?
There's much fewer opportunities to invest in pure cobalt plays. There's a lot of lithium juniors out there right now, and they've done very well in 2016. Very few cobalt companies. So we've been transitioning out of the lithium space and into the few cobalt names that are listed.
So what's your take on the recent marijuana craze? What's your advice for investors, and are there any opportunities?
Well, craze is a good way to put it. I think valuations by and large are crazy right now. I think investors have to be very cautious. The stocks have been extremely volatile, and investors need to realize that more than likely at the end of the day, whether it's 2 years from now, 3 years, these stocks are going to be, a lot of them are going to be zero or close to zero.
So switching gears, we're heading into the end of the year. Do you have any investing strategies for investors looking to exploit the tax loss selling season?
This year's tax loss selling is not going to be as extensive as previous years. The venture is up almost 60% year to date, so I think most of the tax loss selling over the bear market has already been done. A lot of investors have gains in 2016.
So with the recent election of Donald Trump, has that changed the way that AlphaNorth is looking at investments?
Not really. We expected some volatility going into the election due to the uncertainty. It was a fairly close race. Markets just don't like uncertainty, and we saw that the major markets rally after we had the winner, and we expect that to continue.
So in your last interview, you mentioned that you like Blackbird Energy. Since then, August 2016, it's doubled. Congratulations on that pick.
Thanks.
So would you still be buying at these levels, or is there any more potential upside with the Blackbird?
Well, there's definitely more potential upside. We think that it's likely going to be a good takeover candidate. It's been very volatile recently. I would advise investors to buy it on dips. Don't chase it to new highs, but if there is a pullback, I would definitely be buying.
So are there any other stocks on your radar right now that you could care to tell our investors about?
Yeah, there's one that I like. I made mention of the marijuana space, and you have to be very careful, and most stocks are overvalued, but if investors want to play that space, and there seems to be a lot of interest in the marijuana space, the one way that we've chosen to do it is through a company called Tinley, which makes they make a hemp beverage, and also they now have a marijuana drink as well.
Oh, okay.
And they're focused on the U.S. market, which is much bigger than Canada too. So they partnered with COT, which helps them make a formula that actually tastes good. So that's very important for a drink.
Okay.
And we think it's a unique way to play the marijuana space.
So take a look for Tinley.
Yeah.
And that's on the venture or the TSX?
That's on the venture.
Okay, so we'll look for that. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for taking the time for today's interview.
Okay, thanks, Mark.